The following may contain language that is not appropriate for all audiences. You know, small children, people that are easily offended, whatnot. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us here once again on the Low Fact Podcast. We're kind of tired over here.
Quick fire rounds.
Andy, Matt, and Dave sitting here trying to find things to talk about, and I'm finding out that my crew here is really uninteresting.
Oh, yeah.
I chose one topic a long time ago.
I have not done a topic.
It wasn't that time ago. So, you know, I get bombarded with this thing about people saying if you hear something enough times, you believe it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you have to be in an incredibly weird mindset for that to happen? Because I don't think that's true.
That if you say it enough, you believe it?
If you hear something enough times, you think it's true.
No, I don't think so. Like if I keep telling you, Dave, you're not straight, are you going to eventually believe it? All right.
I don't know. You really sounded very hopeful on that.
Well, I can have mine be optimistic about certain things.
Dude, I think I could be a very accomplished gay lover if I decided to be.
I think so too.
Or if I swung that way.
But if
I'm sure people.
If I kept telling today, would you believe it eventually?
See, I'm not in the camp that thinks that if you hear something repeated often enough that you believe it. It might happen if you're in a certain
Situation.
mental state, right? I mean, if you've been sleep deprived and starved for food, and the loudspeakers keep on telling you how you need to how you're a criminal against the proletariat and how you should do whatever, then I think maybe you might. But even then, I think it's a person with a very low threshold for
Torture.
Which amazing.
Mind control. I love that that's where
rebelliousness.
Someone playing something on a loudspeaker to you.
Well, I'm just saying
I can't say I've ever experienced that, so.
I hope to never experience that.
Yeah.
Sounds horrific.
I wouldn't know. I just, I think from the stuff that I've read, people didn't have a very good time with it.
The loudspeaker woke up and said,
Why is the talk so dopey?
Why is the loudspeaker like Hodor with like an eloquent Hodor over here?
Hodor. Hold the door!
But anyway.
Hold the door! Sorry.
You're not sorry.
You're right, I'm not.
Yeah, so, I mean, I just don't think that's true.
No, I don't think so. Well, do you think there are people who are easily more influenced than
Yes,
others?
yes, that's true.
Could be true for them, maybe.
But I don't even think it's true for that. I think, it's just kind of, I think it's just stuff people say to divert away blame and or responsibility.
A way to pass the torch of blame,
So
essentially.
what would be a good example of somebody hearing something and enough times and then saying, "Oh, well, I believe it"? Like anything, like stuff in the news.
Like men can have babies.
Have you seen Junior with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito?
That's fiction.
Whatever, man.
But this whole stuff. I mean, that's kind of what the transgender
Men don't
lobby
have a womb.
is trying to say that men can have babies. And I'm like, if a man has a baby, then he's a woman.
That's just biology.
But because there was that woman in England, was it, who is a transgender man, so born a woman, decided to change into a man, but kept her uterus.
Oh, uterus.
And then got in vitro fertilization or whatever. I don't know what it is I don't know how it happened, but something happened.
And they got pregnant.
She got pregnant, or he, or yeah, whatever the pronoun is for that person, and that person was trying to declare him or herself something. And the court didn't allow it. But basically, that's something that's far on the thing. But the whole point was just like men can have babies, and I'm like, men cannot birth babies.
We don't have the tools.
Well, we don't have the structure, the pelvic structure. We don't have that.
For some reason, I was thinking of that song, ding, 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 ding.
What song is that?
The Crying Game.
I did not get that from the melody.
Me neither. What the hell?
I heard ding dings like
That is
Christmas already passed, right?
so not. I know all there is to know.
That's what I was doing.
But no, it wasn't. You were like ding, 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 ding.
I heard the same note like
Ding,
7
ding,
different
ding,
times.
ding, 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 ding. That's what I did.
Matt
Anyways,
knows all there is to know about the crying game.
have you seen that movie?
I've heard that song. I haven't seen that movie.
You know what it's about?
It's a great movie.
No, I don't know.
Watch it and then you'll know. What I'm
You'll
talking
love it.
about.
And then I'll ding ding ding.
I think you might really like it.
You'll love it.
A crying game? It sounds like something I would.
It's a little bit slow moving though.
But you should watch it and then let me know what you think.
I'll get drunk and watch it.
Okay.
But boy, if you say that enough to me and say it's a good movie before I watch it, will I believe it's a good movie?
You will
before I
believe it.
watch
It's a good movie anyway because it's just right up your alley.
Depressing? Yeah.
It's actually a little depressing.
Yeah. Okay, I might like this.
Is it depressing?
It is. I was
Oh, yeah,
depressed when I had to
yeah,
watch that
it's
movie.
It's a pretty dark
You said
movie.
depressing enough that I'm influenced to watch this movie.
All right, so because Andy doesn't know about the crying game, we're going to actually go rent it right now. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
All right, thanks for tuning in to Low Fat Podcast. You can find us on YouTube. Just search Low Fact. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Low Fat Podcast. If you want to chat to us, send us some comments, or have us talk about some things, just send an email to lowfatpodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow us on our Twitter and Instagram pages at Low Fat Podcast. And also check out Andy's pages where he mixes our beats, Twitter and Instagram @Fantasy Beat. And you can also find his wicked ass shit on SoundCloud at Artificial